Why should we always read? We should start with the why. If we have a big why, it will be easy to make this new reading habit a part of our lives. Why should we always read? I read because I'm interested in anything that can help me run my business better. For example, when I use Facebook or Google Ads to promote my products, I want to know how to write the perfect ad copy that will get people to buy my products. I did this by reading books about writing copy. I'm also interested in how to get more done with less work, so I like to read books about productivity or self-improvement. There are also many other important benefits to reading. Books can add to the knowledge you already have in your head, which you can then use to make better decisions in your life or business. Every day, read 500 pages. That's how you learn something. It grows like interest that is added to itself. You can all do it, but I'm sure that not many of you will. Warren Buffett quoted, "Reading is like stacking knowledge. When you have to make a decision at the last minute, the knowledge you can get from books will help you make a better choice." I also find that reading in the morning makes it easier for me to focus. It's the same as meditating. Before I go to work in the morning, I make a cup of coffee and read for a few minutes on my Kindle. After that, I'll get to work. I find that I can focus on my work better after I've read something. So, what's your reason? Figure it out. Make it easy to read. To start a new habit, the first rule is to make it clear. I got into the habit of reading by making the best environment for it. I have books all over my house. My living room, office, and bedroom all have a few books. I'll put my Kindle in my bag if I go out. This makes it easy for me to find a book to read. Next, when books are all around you, try to work reading a book into your daily routine. For example, I usually drink a cup of coffee in the morning, so I read while drinking coffee. If I drink coffee, I'll read a book until the cup is empty. My Kindle is next to the couch in my living room. So, I'll read a book for 5 to 10 minutes before I go to sleep. I also have some books in my bedroom, so I will read for 15 minutes before I go to sleep. Try to combine the new habit you want to form with something you already do every day. Make reading more interesting. If this habit looks good, it will be easy to get into. This is also the second rule of making a new habit stick. When my friends tag me on Facebook to tell me about books I might like, I start reading more. It's like a challenge in a way. A lot of my friends took part in this challenge and told me about books they also like. Find a group of people who like to read and hang out with them. It could be a group of your friends or a different Facebook book club. I've done this challenge quite a few times over the past few years, and it's always helped me find interesting books to read. This is a great way to get people interested in reading. Make it easy to read. Making it easy is the third rule of building a new habit. So, if you want to read more but don't like to read, find books about the subject you want to read about. Any book will do. If you don't want it to be academic or technical, it doesn't have to be. Don't worry about the books other people tell you to read. Find the books you want to read. It can be about anything, from comic books to sports to books of fiction. Then you should find time to read them. If you're still looking at your Facebook news feed, you can't say you don't have time. It doesn't take much time to read. It's fine to start with just 5 to 10 minutes. Don't say, "I will read 1 book a week" or "I will read 52 books this year" as your goal. That's way too hard right off the bat. Make things simple for yourself. When I first started, I didn't aim that high. Before I go to bed, I just read a few pages. You should do it every day. Make it simple to start with. Start by making reading a habit. You can try to read for longer when you can read any book every day. Make reading a pleasure. The last rule of building a habit is that it should be enjoyable. If you want to keep reading for a long time, you have to like doing it. However, first find a book you want to read that you can enjoy. It could be about sports, games, or anything else. If it's interesting to you, you'll be able to keep reading. If you want to read about business or self-help and feel satisfied, I suggest you read about what you want to learn more about, and try to put it into practice right away. When you get what you want, you'll be happy and satisfied. Look for the lesson on how to stop that bad habit. Read it and use what you learn right away. If I find out that it works, I'll be happy and keep reading the other lessons. To quickly review, start by asking why. If your why is strong enough, it will be easy to start the new habit. There are a lot of good reasons to read every day. It can give you a lot of information that you can use to make better decisions in any situation. It's like interest that builds up. To get into the habit of reading, you need to make it clear. I do this by putting my books all over my house so I can easily see and read them. You can also do some of your daily tasks while reading a book. For example, if I do this, I'll read a book for 10 minutes, or after I do this, I'll read 10 pages. Next, make it fun to read. I do this by taking up a challenge from a friend to share my favorite books on Facebook. This challenge has given me a lot of interesting books. Start reading the books you like. It can be any type of book, like a novel or a comic. Just make sure it's easy to read. If you are just starting to read, you only need to read for 5 to 10 minutes at a time. Do it every single day. Once you get into the habit of reading, you can try to read for longer periods of time. To make new habits stick, you need to make them enjoyable. You can do this by reading a book about anything you like. If you don't like the book but know you should read it, find the topic you need to learn about and read that section first. Then put it into action right away to get what you want. It will help you feel happy on your own. These are the action steps I learned used on my own to build a habit of reading. Obviously, I'm happy with the result. But now it's time to move on to the next book. Thank you for taking the time to see our video. Kindly subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends and family.